Let's take a look at how the drums are put together. All right, over here we have the Kong, and we're going to listen to each of the kicks. So the kick is a synth kick. Snare is a virtual reality or a physical modeling snare. Okay. Now my hi-hats are not hi-hats at all. In fact, I made this a bass sample. And then this has a kind of an open kind of feel to it, at least certainly it does with the envelope. And you'll notice that I'm using filters and compressors on a lot of these and various different types of effects. So I just kind of built these sounds to get to what I was looking for. Okay, let's take a look now over here in live. And you'll hear that, of course, the kick drum is just your standard 1, 2, 3, 4. And the snare drum starts out on just simply 2 and 4. The clap supports the snare, gives it a little bit, makes it a little brighter, and then when the snare starts doing some more things, it'll really help that 2 and 4 be reinforced. Okay? The hi-hat is on the upbeats, but it's of course again not really a hi-hat sound, so it gives us kind of a different little sound going on here. And then the closed hi-hat again also is not a hi-hat sound, and it really ends up reinforcing the kick to some extent. Now for the most part, now the kick doesn't change at all. The hi-hat, the closed hi-hat, and the clap all will be the same. The only real changes I'm making are going to be on the snare itself. And so if we look at this groove, you'll see that I've added in a couple of hits around the beat 4. And you can do this any way you want. Here, this is on the 16th note, and then this is on the 8th note. And so you can basically approach notes, and then you can add notes afterwards. And so basically you can surround the note on beat 4 or on beat 2 any way you choose. So when we do it this way, and you'll notice that I've also lowered the velocity on the notes that are not accented. The 2 and 4 are still the accented notes. Now you could move this around. You could put this here. You could have 2 of them. Put them here. And if you want, you can even syncopate it a little bit. Just take the one. Okay, and so see now I've taken it, I don't have anything on 4, but the clap is still going on there, so we still have that accent. And maybe we'll adjust the velocity. And so you can just kind of play around with it. And sometimes you'll like it and sometimes you won't. Okay? And so that's basically what I've done with the snare. Now beyond this, we're going to skip this build here because I'll show you that in a separate video. And then when we get down here, you'll see that the next thing I did is I moved this onto beat 2 as well. And again, it doesn't have to be the same, though I decided that I wanted it to be. And again, we still have that velocity curve going on so that we're accenting 2 and 4. And then later on here, I decided I needed to reinforce the snare sound and just give it a different flavor to it. So, and you can hear that we get this kind of gated sound that gives it a little bit more ring to it. And so that's really all the drums are doing.